Previously on Spinebreaker.
Spinebreaker!
I'm here to be your new queen. Prepare to be stepped on.
Hickory dickory dock, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth!
I am going to cheat in order to book yourself to win a match.
Hey, you really hurt me out there.
Oh, darling, I've made you a lovely hamburger. Do you enjoy it? What is this filth? It's dry and horrible. How could you give this to me, you hag?
Alright, so I actually put a match in that doesn't involve any of you. So I'll just generally describe it a little bit. So when non-player, it's just to kind of show off non-player wrestlers. MPWs, as they're called in this game. You might know of NPCs. Here's MPWs. So you can add in MPWs at any time. So they can be...
Here's MPW for JML.
You're listening to NPW Radio. This is Terrence Scott, and we're bringing you
Here's a
lo-fi
10-hour
beats.
breakdown of a book that none of you have read.
Jingle, jangle, jingle.
The first time I saw her, she blew me away. And then she blew me away with a pistol. Anyway, I put this match in here. It's between Nadia Nails and the Blood Sucker Punch. It's a hardcore match. To be honest, I just put it in here because I thought it'd be
I
funny.
think we need a new Johnny. We've got probably...
Sorry, carry on. No. So MPWs, they can be whoever you want. They can be other wrestlers. They can be random general managers. They can be like hype people. You can use them in any way. You could run into this match if you wanted, but I'd probably say it just plays out. It's just a bit of flavour. And then we move on to our second matchup.
It's a big one.
Which is the Duchess versus Edgar Allan Pow. So in this match, Wills and Lowlies, you'll be taking on the roles of Tombstone Susie and Eddie Brooks.
Which
so
one would
decide
you
who you
like?
want to be.
Tombstone Susie this time.
Well, by God, I guess I'm Eddie Brooks.
It's really easy to do.
That's right, Eddie Brooks joining me, and also the other one that I forgot the name of, Tombstone Susie. I'm sorry, Susie. You've been dead for years. I've just remembered you.
That's no problem, as long as you read my book. I love wrestling.
That's the one. Buy Susie's book. It's written in some mystical language. It raises the dead. So before the next matchup. So the next matchup is it's the Duchess versus Edgar Allan Pow. It's the Poet of Pain and the Duchess of Doom. I might have invented that. That's what it is now. But this is a very special match, people at home, because this is a teacup terror match. That's right. There's a China tea set in the middle of the ring. It doesn't count as an illegal weapon. So we might see it used. Or who knows, they might sit down and just have a nice cuppa together.
I do love a bit of China.
That's right, the no confirmation, just calling into our other team, no confirmation on what's in the teapot just yet. We hope to find out more as things unfold.
Boy, let me tell you, it's going to have a lot of liquid. And liquid, it's always dangerous in a matchup like this. Don't you agree, friend?
Very true. Makes the mat very slippery. We might have to get some sand out there. It might turn into a beach brawl. I don't know. That's a thing. I've invented it. Who knows where it will go? So before we do the match, it's over to our interviewer, Brian O'Donoghue. Who's speaking with the Duchess and Edgar Allan Pow right now. That rhymed. That was good, wasn't it? Okay, so we've got an interview between Duchess and Edgar Allan Pow. So this is where you face up to each other, just as they did before. So who wants to take the mic for... Oh, I suppose I should be asking questions as Brian O'Donoghue. I don't know what voice to do here.
French accent.
Yeah.
Don't speak French.
Ah, yes, O'Donoghue.
O'Donoghue.
There's so many potholes around accents there. Here we go. Thank you for joining us. I'm joined by the Duchess and Edgar Allan Pow.
Are we back on the MPW?
Edgar Allan Pow, what does this match mean to you? Why are you fighting with the Duchess?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm gonna make the Duchess swallow her teeth.
That was a lovely poem from Edgar Allan Pow. I can see why he became so famous for poetry. The Duchess, you requested the tea set in the middle of the ring. Why is this? Do you wish to make good with Edgar Allan Pow? Are you planning to pour scalding water on him?
No, yes. Well, back in my ancestors' day, we would have tea during the match, both as a sign of respect for one another, and also a sign of smashing that pot over the idiot's head. I've read plenty of poetry in my day, and I can tell you, I expect only dance from this one.
So it's a question of tradition. I think I'm still French. I'm somewhere around that region.
Oh, darling, you're perfectly French.
Mr. Pow. You've got the tag team match coming up at the end of the show, where you would join the Boomer and fight against the Duchess and Floyd. How are you feeling about this upcoming match?
Give me 1 sec.
You need to go.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? I'm gonna stamp on both of their necks.
Wonderful stuff from Edgar Allan Pow. His poetry book is now available. It is very short. The Duchess, you will be joining Floyd. Why have you decided to join with Floyd? What can we expect from you two today?
Well, I see a lot of potential in Floyd as a fellow woman of class. And I believe that together we can bring down these two ruffians and bring a bit of grace and frivolity to the proceedings. I am not intimidated by this brute, and I will crush his eyeballs.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to work out if you needed to roll for something, but I think in this case, okay, yeah, both roll to cut a promo, because you took the mic and you spoke your mind. So if you roll first, Duchess.
Oh, good. That is a 5.
You botched it. Gaining momentum, but I will say that something important is broken or missing. I'm going to say that the teapot from your tea set, when you get out there, so you don't know just yet, I'm going to say that when you arrive, it's missing. There's shenanigans going on. Because you're the babyface in this situation, so it's a bit of a heel move to have snuck out and been up to devious no good with the teapot.
Alright, is it me?
It is, yes.
There once was a man from Nantucket. I'm gonna end your career. That is 9 in total.
Okay, so you can make creative book unit match, add a stipulation to a relevant match. You're already out chatting to the Duchess, or you can gain a heat with the subject of your promo.
I think I'll add a stipulation to the tag team match.
Okay, what stipulation do you add, and how do you request this or add this?
Okay.
It could be once you're out, bear in mind. It doesn't need to be out there. You could come out with something or whatever you wish to do.
Can I make it a coffin match?
Yes. Yes, so we now have the Teacup Terror coffin match.
Oh, sorry, no, I mean, can I add it to the tag team?
The tag team match, yes, absolutely. So how would you how are you delivering this to the audience? Saying that, you want to bury them or whatever. You need to put it across in a way that's like, I've set this up so that I can get you in that coffin and ruin you.
Okay. I get like when they have like those weird interludes where it's like, oh, where's Edgar Allan Pow going? What's he doing? I think like the camera finds me and I've got a chisel and I'm just chiseling the last of like Floyd and the Duchess's names into a coffin, and then like I fling open the lid and a crow flies out, and I just stand there like staring at this coffin.
Excellent. Thank you for joining me. I have been Brian O'Donoghue. Back to you, Susie, AP, and Eddie. Well, thank you, Brian. It seems that the Duchess and Edgar Allan Pow are really riled up today. I can't believe we're going to see a coffin match later. But for now, let's join Danny Davids in the ring as the Duchess and Edgar Allan Pow make their entrance. Okay, so you're both entering the ring. So let's say that we had heels first last time. Let's go with Babyface entering first this time.
Yeah, I just need to get something quickly here. So first you start hearing this play. Like that. This is playing. As it goes. And then on the screen behind is like pictures of National Trust parks and like ducks and things. And then out from behind the curtain walks the Duchess, and she's wearing an enormous wig, like one of those big French ones.
Like a beehive kind of.
Yeah. It's really big, and like skirts so large that like 3 people could fit underneath it. And then she's wearing like a corset on top. She's saying,
just vocalizing.
yeah. And then suddenly the music stops, and like it suddenly turns slap. And like, and she rips her skirts off. And underneath, she's got a pair of bloomers on, and they're like patterned like this.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. She's got like a pair of bloomers on, and she's her wig. She like rips it off and flings it into the audience, and underneath, she's wearing a crown.
Ooh.
And she walks into like the ring.
Are you just kind of strutting down the ramp and you kind of waving to people? Or you just like moving?
Initially she was like going nah, like that, but now she's like.
I might steal this from my real wrist.
She's also wearing like a pair of gold high heel boots.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's strutting around the ring now.
The Duchess making an entrance, connecting with her people. As she calls them, Susie and Eddie. What do you think of the Duchess? Who do you think our money should be on tonight?
Wow, it's absolutely fascinating to see a contestant coming over from England, which I believe they do have TVs over there, but I'm not sure how many will be watching it.
I think it's pronounced England.
That is correct.
Yes.
Right from Stoke-on-Trent.
I think is it not the United States of the Kingdom?
That's right. No, we apologize for any of our British fans who are watching. We of course didn't want to offend any of the king's subjects.
I do love her outfit, I have to say. I need to know where she got that dress and that wig. I mean, it's a bit outdated, but you know that crown really brought it back for me.
Duchess, who are you wearing?
Everyone.
Fantastic. I think because you're a babyface here, you've made such an entrance. You're waving to the
waving to people.
To the Spinebreaker SPW. Yes. That's the one. SPW universe.
She's blowing kisses into the camera.
Yeah, I think you're working the audience here. So if you could roll plus audience for me, please.
Can I just establish the fact that the Duchess isn't actually an old woman?
No.
She is a relatively.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think an old woman would last very long.
I don't think she was an old woman, no.
I don't.
I'm about 58.
Wow, that's very specific.
Okay, so wait. What do you roll for this?
Plus 1 for your audience's base.
Oh, what?
Plus 1, which is your audience at the moment, unless it's changed.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Yeah, plus audience.
Oh no, my momentum.
All right. Okay, so that is an 8.
An 8. Okay, so they play along, gain a momentum.
Yeah. Ooh. I like it.
And I think the commentators are just kind of nattering among themselves about various things, who they're excited to see, and then suddenly...
So there's just like the sound of like a massive flock of crows. It's been like and that is all my entrance music is. It's just not music. But it's a horrible, like, ear-splittingly loud pack of crows just like shrieking, and the whole place starts to actually like some eerie green lights go on like the entrance by the big Teletron, like where Edgar Allan Pow just kind of like emerges, but mist starts spitting from the underskirt of the ring, so suddenly like the Duchess looks very small in this pool of like rising fog. And I like Edgar Allan Pow just fixes the Duchess in like a steely gaze and starts just walking down the aisle. But on the way, like out of his peripheral vision, like he snatches a sign that's like "Go Floyd" or something and just tears it in half. Like he grabs a kid's drink and throws it in his face. Like he's just committing horrible acts or going down the ramp, and then he's sort of like he stands and reaches up, like he just puts a foot on the lip of the ring and steps up in one go because he's enormous. And then again, just like straight over the top rope, like he's stepping over a sleeping kitten. Like it's like he's all about just mean physical prowess.
We've rarely seen a competitor as just brutal as as Edgar Allan Pow here. I don't think he'll be writing any children's poetry anytime soon, do you?
He's a bit sickly looking, a bit pale, a bit gross. I don't want to know where he got his outfit from. I'm just going to put that out there.
I mean, you've got to say he's a big boy. Wouldn't you agree, AP?
Oh, he's definitely a chonker.
Real thick.
Thick is the word I'd use. Hanging around with so many birds, you'd think he'd be a little more brittle, but in fact he's the opposite. Dense as a birdseed bowl. It's Alan Partridge is now commentating wrestling.
Dense as a birdseed ball.
He's got a foot like a traction engine, AP.
Okay, so you're both... I think, let's get down to this. I think, judging by your entrance, neither of you is going to particularly talk. So you're just going to get straight into it. So I think if you're both happy with that opening, I think you just both go at each other.
Yeah.
So who wants to take control first?
Go for it.
Yeah, I can take control. Okay. So while the Duchess is mincing around the ring, she suddenly like lunges at this big boy, and she like slides across the mat and like tries to take his legs out from underneath him.
Cool.
With like her legs. She does like an epic slide across the mat.
Okay, it's like it stays in your control until you do a big move or until like control is taken by spending momentum. So you can keep going until you decide to really.
So
you drop me to one knee and I look at you as if like I can't believe that just happened. Like.
I initially just want to take his legs out from underneath him, so he like lands on the mat. And then...
My God, she's using the move lower herself to the people. She's down on the mat.
And then once he's on the mat, she's going to walk over to him and like look like she's going to stomp him with her booty.
Right.
And then walk away after she's done that. Continue mincing around the...
Okay, so it sounds like in that case you're giving the move the comeback. So you're kind of handing off because you basically feel like you've wiped the floor with them. You know, you don't need to bother anymore. So the control goes over to Edgar Allan Pow and you gain a momentum.
Yeah, can I quickly check something?
Yeah.
One of my moves is called Strangely Captivating.
Mm-hmm.
When you're the sole focus of a segment, roll plus look instead of plus real. What does that mean?
So that would be a segment like a promo.
Okay.
So if you were to do things in a promo that was just about you, you would then roll the other one.
Okay.
So I think like the Duchess is kind of swanning around as if she doesn't expect Edgar Allan Pow to get up, and he just sort of sits up, just like Frankenstein's monster, just being like reactivated, and stands in the middle of the ring. And I kind of see it like the Duchess comes over and is like dealing a flurry of blows, and every time his face snaps around, it just snaps back and snaps back. And he takes about 8 or 9 of these before he just goes whomp with a forearm, and the Duchess just like staggers back into the ropes, and he just like pauses.
I'm gonna say that from the sounds of it is a bigger move.
Yeah.
So if you could roll, that sounds like physical strength. So if you could roll plus body.
Yep. Mon plaisir. That is a 9.
A 9. So you keep their attention. You can choose whether to hand control of the match to your opponent and take 1 momentum, or retain control.
I would like to retain control.
Okay.
Grab the Duchess and do an Irish whip into the ropes. And when she comes back, I'm going to try and put my massive size 12 in her face.
Nice.
Just like do the whole big like
Yeah, just big booting.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. I think in that case it's probably, let's go for roll plus heat, because I think that would involve the Duchess having to really line up that.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, so that's 10.
Okay, so the
Ooh.
crowd pops as you nail the spot, retain control of the match, and take +1 momentum.
Oh, I get a momentum. Okay.
Remember this as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
At this point, I imagine the Duchess is like kneeling on the floor, holding her head.
Okay, I imagine her crown's gone at this
Yeah,
point, right?
no,
It's
it
gone
flew
flying
off.
off, yeah.
You can do this also.
Is the crown still in the ring? Is it out of the ring? Is it
I
in
think
the audience? Or?
I think it maybe flew like across the mat. Yeah, and like at the moment she's just holding her
Right,
like head from where it's been absolutely chonked.
got it. And the tea set's just in the middle.
There's no tea set. Do you remember?
No, this is the tea
No,
set.
there is
This
a-
is the
yeah.
tea
Oh,
cup
is
No,
terror
it was
match.
taken away.
No, it's just
No.
the pot.
The pot was
Yeah, the
taken.
cup's still
Oh,
available.
okay. Sorry.
So, okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use that. While she's kind of lying on the floor, I'm going to get out of the ring and reach underneath the skirt of it, and I want to pull out a big skull, basically, just like, and start showing it to the audience.
My God, whose skull is that?
This is it's like I'm already declaring that I'm like, I want to end this, blah 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 blah. It's the prelude to my signature move, which is the telltale hurt, where I'm going to try and smash the skull over her head.
Excellent.
But I will I'll give control back over
Okay.
at that point.
Alas, poor Duchess. I knew her well.
So wait, are you smashing the skull first?
No,
or you're
I just
holding
wanted to
it?
get the skull out. If anything, I put it on the
Okay.
turnbuckle and get back in the ring, because I'm like, this ain't gonna last long. I want to have that on hand.
So
But I'm
you're-
actually just like, come
You're
at me.
giving me back control.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Duchess gets up onto her feet, and she climbs up onto the ropes and attempts to fling herself across and like land with her arms like around Edgar's neck.
Okay,
So then she can like bring him down with his back, like.
so you're
Hitting
kind
the
of doing
mat.
like a neck breaker, because
Yeah.
you're jumping but trying to grab him round and
Yeah,
bring
the
him to the
neck
floor.
and bring
Okay,
him
so
down.
that's going to be wrestling technique. So if you roll plus work.
Okay. That is a 6.
So that's a botch. So your opponent describes how they counter you and takes control of the match, and I can do a hard move. So I think in this case, because you're doing such an ambitious move, I'm going to say that you get injured here. So if
Okay.
you mark an injury, but I will let Edgar Allan Pow describe how you counter this and where it goes from there and how the Duchess gets injured.
I think it's the classic enormous man catches in a chokehold.
Excellent.
So like you kind of fly off the turnbuckle and just, and then I'm gonna choke slam the Duchess.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, like, what? I'm on the floor.
So I think in terms of injury,
Yeah.
I think at this point that's probably like your neck, because you're coming down into the hand.
Yeah.
So maybe it just like strains your neck.
Yeah.
So once you're back up, you're just kind of like holding your neck. And it's like, my God, she's taken it right to the neck. How has she still got a head?
Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna employ something called mind games, which is when I engage in bizarre, outlandish behaviour, I can psych someone out. So the Duchess is going to get up from the mat, and she's got like a little neckerchief like around her neck. She's going to undo
a cravat,
it.
or
Yeah. And she's going to undo it. She start like wiping, like patting her face, but also like at the crowd, like and then she's going to go over to Edgar and like brush his face with the neckerchief like that in a kind of like simpering manner, and then she's gonna like try and like punch him in the stomach. She's doing that. So I can roll plus look instead of like a move, instead of like a work.
Oh, okay,
to
right.
do like a move.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Go for it.
So that's a botch.
No,
No,
seven.
it's not.
7.
Sorry, 7. That's a 7. So from 7 to 9, I can pick one of these. I can gain control of the situation, gain +1 heat with them. They gain +1 heat with me. Someone surprises or ambushes them from out of nowhere. So I'm going to gain +1 heat with them.
Cool.
All right. And you retain control?
Did I have control before? I didn't know.
I don't know. Let's say you did. You
think
did that
so.
I
move.
think you would
So,
have had to do that, wouldn't you? Otherwise, it's all narrated by the other person.
Yeah.
We'll keep going from
I
here.
think I would have quite happily given
Yeah.
the momentum back over.
So does it say you keep control?
So I can choose to gain control of the situation.
there we go.
I can choose that instead if I didn't have control.
Oh, okay,
before.
right. So I think it is Edgar Allan Pow in control.
Okay.
Because you haven't taken control back.
I think because you tickled me on the nose, I'm just gonna like take a few steps backwards, bump off the ropes, and then I'm gonna try and clothesline you straight to hell.
Okay.
Because how dare you?
Here comes the couplet, my God!
Do I need to roll anything for that?
So you're bouncing off the ropes. I would say again, it's probably working with your opponent to make it exciting.
work.
So I roll plus heat.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Okay. That is an 11.
Okay, well, the crowd pops as you nail the spot, retain control of the match, and take a momentum.
My God, AP, this isn't a couplet, this is a triplet. Grievous bodily harm!
That's really good. I'm just gonna put a foot on the Duchess's stomach.
Okay,
and
nice.
just go for like a really arrogant pin. Just be like,
Okay, 1 foot pin.
yeah.
I think in this case, it's not going to happen yet. So, Duchess, how do you get out of this?
Duchess is gonna take one of her little booties off and like whack it, like swing it around so it whacks his back.
Are these like riding boots? So you're
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Like a whip.
She's gonna take one of them off and like swing it back so it like hits him in the back.
So, I think for this to work, because normally weapons aren't allowed, and that will count as a weapon.
Okay.
So I think, actually, I will get you to roll first. So I think this is going to require, let's say, hardcore violence when you use a weapon. So roll plus real.
That's a 9.
A 9. So the crowd pops, gain a momentum and pick 1, and your opponent takes control. So someone gets injured, but it isn't discovered until later. Gain +1 heat with your opponent, or they gain +1 heat with you.
I'm gonna say that you gain +1 heat with me. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I think the thing here is when you use a weapon, normally it's illegal. So what I need for you to describe, because it's successful, is how the ref is distracted or how the ref doesn't see this. And you're able to take your boot off, do it, put it back on without it being a DQ.
So suddenly from the crowd, a small pug wearing a little suit runs out and like starts gnawing on the judge's leg. It's like
My God, what's... I can't believe it. We've never had animals in the ring before, apart from that time with all the goats, but we don't talk about that.
How did that tiny pug even get into the ring?
Maybe someone thought it was a hot dog or something, just floating down the stands.
Security sure has been lax tonight, Susie. They must have all been reading your new book.
I love wrestling.
yeah, it looks like someone flung it into the room.
Just a flying pug.
So he's like gnawing the judge's leg at the moment.
Oh, and the ref is just, he can't shake it off. It's as if it's a bulldog, but it's really not. It's tiny.
This could get really dangerous if the native British dog appears, a Corgi.
Okay, so I think, you managed to strike with the shoe.
Yeah.
Put it back on, and then the ref shakes free of the pug.
Yeah, the pug.
The pug runs off, I'm guessing, unless someone wants to do anything with the pug.
Yes. I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to take a heal action.
Oh, God.
To take advantage of someone unfairly or act with villainous intent.
Oh God.
What am I gonna do? Okay, so I'm gonna grab hold of the pug and steer it toward the Duchess, so it actually starts worrying at her ankles.
Yeah.
And when she goes down to like get it to disconnect, I'm gonna try and powerbomb her.
Yeah, so now the Duchess is going, no, Spinkles,
She's like, no, and then suddenly I've got her by the midriff and like I slam her like head like. And try and roll her up into a power.
Got
That's strange, AP. It seems like she knows the dog's name.
Who let the dogs out today? This isn't a dog crash.
I'm
or
not
whatever
trying
a
to
dog crash is
powerbomb
called.
her through a dog. I just want that to be very clear. The dog remains unharmed.
No.
Okay, so I think in terms of
It gets flung off.
the actual power bombing,
Yeah.
that's obviously very physical strength, I think,
Yeah.
because it's lifting a whole person up. So if you could roll plus body.
Stop relying on that body.
That's an 8.
Oof.
An 8 is you keep their attention, choose whether to hand control of the match to your opponent and take a momentum or retain control.
I'll hand control of the match over.
Okay.
I guess.
But you do the power bomb,
Yeah.
so
This, like it's just like a real bad guy. It's like I'm not even looking anymore. Like I'm at this point. I'm stalking around the ring, just eyeballing the crowd as if I've just committed an execution.
he pulled off the full stop. Will that put an end to the Duchess?
And I want to stop just with my hand on the skull that's still on like the turnbuckle, just still staring at the crowd.
It's the only friend he ever had.
I was just going to say, AP, it's a good thing she's wearing a period costume.
Oh, full stop.
Thanks very much.
I liked it.
I'll be here all week.
So, okay, yeah, so the Duchess is going to get up. Her hair is a little bit out of skew. Like, it was in a do before, but now, like, parts of it are, like, flopping out. And her makeup's, like, smeared a bit.
Oh God, did you do that on top of your crown? That would really hurt.
The crown's off,
No,
right?
the crown flew off.
Oh,
That's
Unless
the
the
point.
crown is tied with elastic or something.
But
It's a
she's
bumper crown.
King Bob from Recess.
she's gonna get up and like straighten herself out, like put her hair back in her do, and she's gonna go over to her crown. She's gonna put it on, and she's going to use her baby face ability. I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to comport myself with honor, and stand on the opposite side of the mat and point at you and be like loudly say, "You, sir, you've had quite enough fun for today. This time the Duchess showed you her full fury."
So I think that's working the audience, because that's something where the audience would rise up afterwards and be like, "Ugh," because you're a babyface, so they're on your side
So
and they're
She's using the
absolutely
baby
behind you.
face ability.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I want to leave my opponent speechless.
Right.
I react like I've seen a ghost. Like it's, you wouldn't think that I could get any paler, but I'm like, because it's that point where they're like, what is it going to take to keep you down?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you retain control after that? Does it say?
This is when you stand, spend 2 momentum and just pick 1.
Leave your opponent speechless.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I think in this case you've got control because you're stood there, kind
Yeah.
of. Mouth
I mean,
agape.
I'm more than happy to give
Okay,
it
how
over.
do you
I
follow
want to see
this
how
up?
this goes.
Yeah, like.
So I'm gonna. She's gonna run up to Edgar Allan Pow, and she's gonna like. She's gonna like almost do a high kick,
Okay.
like at his. Like she's gonna do like a high kick flip. She's gonna like kick and like flip behind her.
Like a backflip.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's
At his
stood
face, it
still,
looks like
and you're
it hits
running
his
up
face,
and
yeah.
kicking like the chin.
Yeah.
That way. Okay. I think that would be athletics. So
Yeah,
roll
that's called
plus
show jumping.
roll plus body.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the move?
No, I've just made it up.
So yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What am I rolling? Body.
Body.
That's not good.
How do I put someone over?
Okay. Yes. So as let's say you were the lead commentator here, so you can, depending on what you rolled
So
here.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so you can basically bump that up from a botch to a partial success.
Okay.
So you upgrade it 1 level. So it's
I'd
not
like to
plus
do
1
that,
to the
please.
roll, it's plus 1 level. Okay, so you have a partial success. Did I say
How
plus
do you
body?
bump it up? Do you like hype me up or something?
I have cottoned on to the fact that this is now called show jumping.
Yeah.
And have just made it officially branded.
Okay,
I've
so you've
I've just
branded
passed
the-
the paperwork over, like, get that trademark sorted.
Okay, so you, plus body, you keep their attention, choose whether to control, hand control of the match to your opponent and take a momentum or retain control.
I'm retaining control.
Okay.
So, how do you react to me doing a show jump?
It's like I've never been kicked in the face before because no one's ever gone up that high. And I like at this point he's just looking kind of like shook, like he's staggering around the ring a bit. He looks like he's just panicking a little bit almost. It's like he can feel the momentum slipping away from him. He's just like
Okay, so the Duchess is going to follow that up with well, while he's doing that, she's going to pump up the crowd, I think. So she's
Okay.
going to walk around like fake curtsying.
Okay.
She'll be like, oh, like as they're applauding, she's going, oh my goodness, it was wonderful fun.
Can I make a suggestion here, with your permission? There's teacups in the middle of the ring,
Yeah.
so maybe you could pick up the
She's gonna
teacup
take
and
a
just
tea-
walk around.
She's going to take a teacup and also leisurely drink.
Perfect. So that's obviously working the audience. So if you roll plus audience,
Ooh.
a 12. Right. So you pop big. Either spend 1 momentum to gain +1 heat with your current or upcoming opponent. The crowd can't wait to see you go at it, or bask in the moment and gain a momentum.
I'm going to spend a momentum and gain more heat with the
Okay.
Edgar.
So you gain it on your sheet.
Edgar Allan Pow, no, this looks like the end of the Poet of Doom, AP.
So
I just can't. I've lost my accent. Here it is. I found it again.
Thank God for that one, AP.
She's just drinking tea, drinking this in. She's drinking the moment in. I've corrected myself there. It was something I was proud of saying. My God, I wonder what's in that cup. Is it his own tears?
It could well be, AP. It could well be.
Will it be 2 for tea? We'll have to see.
You should buy Susie's book. It's got great one-liners.
I write good.
Susie, what is your book about?
It's about how much I love wrestling and the US of A. But mostly wrestling. I'm close.
okay, so now the Duchess is finally gonna she's gonna turn her attention to Edgar, and she's gonna she's gonna run up to him and look like she bashes him around the face with a teacup.
Okay. So
So many weapons being used.
Well, those are legal, right? We said.
no, teacups are legal.
The
So that was the
they've been put in
stipulation.
there for
They're
that
legal.
use.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, they are legal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think in this case, you're still using a weapon, so you still roll hardcore violence. So you roll plus real. So are you kind of just batting with the teacup, or are you straight up smashing it? Because they're
Yeah,
China, so
Yeah. She's gonna. Well, she's not gonna. I don't think she's gonna deliberately try and hurt him. She's gonna look like she's bashing him around the face with. The
okay. So the
teacup.
teacup's still intact afterwards. Okay, roll plus real.
Okay, that is an 8.
Okay, so the crowd pops, gain a momentum, and pick one. So someone gets injured, but isn't discovered until later. Gain a heat with your opponent, or they gain one with you.
I'm gonna make them gain a heat again.
All right. My God.
It's getting bitter here, AP. A bitter rivalry. The words.
Isn't the Duchess from Rivalry?
I can't believe just the indignity. You'd think she has manners. She's meant to be the Duchess. But this is just pure impoliteness. If I may be so bold to use that word.
Whilst I'm not sure if she does have matter, it is confirmed that she lives inside of one. And that is the important thing to take away here, AP.
After she's done this move, she's gonna smash the teacup on the ground.
Oh my God, she's using more China than our current president.
How does
She can afford to throw it away. That's not reusable at all. Maybe she's friends with the boomer.
how does Edgar respond to this indignity?
Getting smashed in the face with the teacup.
Yeah.
He's probably like clutching his face. He's probably in quite a lot of pain. Just really selling it, really selling the hit.
Can I try and finish this?
Absolutely. So I've got it booked as the Duchess to win. So how do you follow up on this teacup smack?
Well, like after she smashes the teacup, she's gonna turn to Edgar and she's gonna like once again run up to him and like try and like grab his neck with her legs and like bring him down to the floor.
Okay.
So like jump, like grab his neck round with her legs and like pull.
Got it. So kind of swing him over. So there's like a move called the Hurricanrana where it's like legs round.
Yeah, like
Chuck
that.
with-
So
Yeah,
glad we have an expert in the room.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've done
Yeah.
When I
Hurricanrana?
didn't do the jumping bit, somebody jumped on me.
Okay.
okay.
And I
So Hurricanrana. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's your finisher called in this?
She's gonna call it
Storm in a
heist.
teacup.
She's gonna call it she's gonna call what?
Storm in a teacup.
Yeah, she's gonna call it Storm in a Team Cup.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest down with society.
I was gonna say High Society,
I was going to say
Oh,
upper
that's
class.
good.
Society's also good.
but Storm in a Teacup is good. Yeah.
Okay.
Storm in a Teacup.
So I think this, again, is a finisher, so we're going to say you're rolling plus heat because it requires your opponent to act dazed, go for it. So if you could roll plus heat, please.
Okay.
Oh, with me, that's like +3, isn't it?
Yeah, it's +3.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, so that's 6 +3. That's 9.
Okay, so yeah, you keep their attention, so you can hand control to your opponent or take and get a momentum, or you can retain control. I think in this case, you're obviously finishing the match anyway. So how does the finish play out here after you Hurricanrana or Storm in a Teacup?
Storm in a Teacup. Yeah, she's gonna bring him down, and then when he's on the floor, she's gonna step and just have her boots sat on his chest, her booty. She's gonna bring out a fan and go like this.
I love it.
Proper 2D fighter kind of win.
Yeah. 2D fighter win
Street Fighter.
animation.
Holy
KO.
cow, if those boots were ruby, this would be like the reverse Wizard of Oz start beginning thing. I forgot my words.
It turns out those boots were made for walking all over Edgar Allan Pow.
Susie, I must insist that you read from the cue cards that were provided at the start of the show.
I write things.
Thanks very much. What a matchup, AP.
I can't believe it. This sees us advance with. We've just seen the Duchess absolutely take on Edgar Allan Pow. No doubt he'll be writing some sad poetry about this tonight. And then earlier we saw the Boomer absolutely blow up Floyd. So as we head into our tag team matchup between Edgar Allan Pow and the Boomer and Floyd and the Duchess. It's really anyone who knows how this will play out.
I mean, both teams now have someone with a match that they're trying to get the reverse on here, AP. Definitely looking for a bit of revenge. It's almost like we planned it.
Almost. Planned most of it.
I love wrestling.
You should buy Susie's book. It's currently
I've
on
heard
discount.
it's great.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Marketplace. Get it on your Kindle.
Just in amongst all the erotica.
Yeah, all that
I
erotica.
fell in love
written
with
by
my printer.
Susie.
Yeah, also wrestler-themed erotica for 50 pence. Definitely.
Okay, so you slam Edgar Allan Pow to the floor. What happens then? Are you kind of parading around the thing? Are you kind of stumbling off? What's happening here to finish out and get you both out back into backstage?
I want to get up, grab hold of the skull, and I think the crowd's like, what? They think maybe I'm going to ambush her after the fact. But I just take it into my hands and just like, just crush it, and then stomp out up the entranceway.
Edgar Allan, wow.
And I slap a bench in it. I don't.
Slap a bench.
Yeah, so
Hey, that's your two-mate, the veteran Boomer.
oh no.
Where's he?
Tomb mate. That was
Thank
good.
you very much.
He'll have to find a new skull. Where's he going to find one?
I'm sure one of the contestants might be up for grabs.
Not at the rate he's performing.
Also, at this point, two, like, they're dressed in full-on ruffles and suits and everything. Come out, like, next to the ring, and the Duchess just saunters over to them, and, like, they're carrying one of those little, like, carriages on the
A
sticks.
sedan chair.
Yeah, she comes out and then gets inside, and they like
regal palanquin.
run off with her in there.
My God, AP, have England not invented wheels yet?
It's her preferred way of travelling, just to get one over on the Americans carrying it. She insists.
You can hear from inside. Oh, they're definitely Americans.
Which is what she says every time she sits. Isn't it?
Okay, so we get backstage, and there's a little bit of a fallout now between you two. So we kind of see the repercussions of this match. So bear in mind that we're building towards this tag team matchup at the end. We'll have an interview with all four of you after this, but you kind of want to get into a position where it's the heels versus the baby faces. So far we've had the Boomer win versus babyface Floyd, which is a great name, and then we've had the Duchess win against Edgar Allan Pow. So there's one apiece at the moment.
Okay. So this is the fallout from the match,
Yeah, it's
right?
just in the back, in the locker room, wherever you want it to be, corridors.
Yeah.
There's no microphones. It's all shaky cam.
Yeah.
Very candid, obviously, not scripted at all, very real.
Please ignore the studio lights.
Yeah.
I think like
I think the Duchess is
Yeah.
like doing her makeup. She's like powering her face.
Okay.
Edgar Allan Pow walks past the room, muttering to himself from like a freshly written poem. He says, "Once upon a midnight dreary, Edgar wrestled, weak and weary, many a quaint and curious Duchess of forgotten lore." And he just looks like vaguely haunted and furious that he lost the match. And then stands in the doorway and is just glaring at you.
I see him glaring at me from the mirror, like in front of me, and I turn round. I go, "Oh, are you here to congratulate me on my win?"
I'm telling you that you need to bring a friend to the next match, because it's going to be your last, and someone's going to have to dig the grave.
Speaking of friends, bursting through the door, it's the Boomer. He looks around him. If there's anything that makes me more angry than millennials, it's unisex changing rooms. Edgar Allan Pow, you got my support in the upcoming matchup between these folks right here.
The Duchess looks at you two and she says, "Well, I thought the bin men had come today, but it seems they haven't." time to take out the trash, I think.
I put my fist through a locker.
Okay.
Where are you in all this, my friend?
I'm not in this.
No? Okay.
You need to get together somehow, though, because
Yeah.
Oh, right.
it's
Oh,
you two
sorry.
against those two. It's Babyface's
Oh,
heels.
sorry.
When I say
thought this
take
was
out
their
the-
aftermatch.
Yeah, and then Will's the boomer burst in. Boomer! Here comes the boomer.
When I say take out the trash, maybe...
You appear in some
No,
overalls.
sorry, I didn't know we were supposed to be in this. So, okay. Wasn't really.
How about I put my fist through your locker specifically?
Okay.
You're
Hey,
in
you
it.
probably broke my mirror!
Good.
That's in the door of the locker.
I open the door just to make sure that I have.
And then I like push your head into my locker and like slam the locker door.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah,
Can I say that Edgar Allan Pow sort of comes out unfazed, and I'm like, "Ugh, they don't make them like they used to.
The Duchess gets up and she's got like a silk glove. She smacks it over both of your faces, like that. She says, "What time? There was some dignity in this changing room.
Yeah. That's what I do.
I challenge you to a tag team match."
To a duel!
At dawn, noon. I can't speak today. At dawn.
The exact midway point between noon and dawn. Dawn.
Yeah, it's pistols at Norn.
Okay, so how do you respond to this? How do you get involved? So you've basically challenged them to a thing. So how does this break out back into the ring?
As the Duchess slapped me with a glove, my toupee fell off. And now I'm like steam blowing out my ears like, you got a match.
All right, cool. So you're just like grimacing at each other.
Who's going to come out on top in the tag team match? Find out next week on Spinebreaker.